force of will that is stronger than the force of will that is trying to control you. And you have to create inside of you an energy pattern a bit like, well, imagine if you were like swimming along in a swimming pool. And you're down at the bottom of the swimming pool and you're holding your breath and like Swamp Thing like grabs you by the ankle, you know? How much would you want to swim to the surface? You know, how much effort would you put into getting up and getting out of that and getting a breath of air? And for some of us, that's how much effort we have to put into becoming financially independent, mastering money. Because our societies do not teach us power. They teach us that we are weak, that we have guilt, that we're useless, that we're supposed to support everything else, we're supposed to send money to everything else, that none of this is really for us, and that if we do too well, somehow that pulls us away from being godly or righteous or good. And of course, that's a bunch of hooey, because the life force or the God force is absolutely abundant. It'll give you anything that you believe in and more. You only have to look at nature. You can look at a cherry tree or an apricot tree, and it has more apricots on there than you can ever eat. It has more cherries on it than you can eat. You know, and when you look at it, it has that splendid abundance naturally. You know, if a man designed an apricot tree, it would have like 2 itty bitty apricots at the top of the tree, and they'd be out of reach and they'd be a little stale, and you'd have to have permission to go climb it and a certificate for when you got it. And then a third of the apricot would then belong to somebody else. And eventually you'd wind up with just the pit and a little bit of apricot, you know? And that's how the system is designed. When you look at it, when you look at the physical plane, we are here as these transcendent beings, as these infinite beings inside a body, and you have the ability through your thought forms and through your feelings to absolutely redirect and change your life. I believe that you're not your body, that you're not your mind, that you're not your sexuality, that you're an infinite being inside a body, and that you took on the limitations of the physical plane in order for you to be able to transcend them. The physical plane, the humans that are on this physical plane are basically like in a circle. And the circle is created by the electromagnetic waves of the brain that set up this field or this force field that we all live in. And that force field cuts us off from the abundance of the life force. It cuts us off from the God force. It cuts us off from other dimensions of existence and makes us or gives us the illusion that what we see is real. But in fact,
what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Coffee and Crypto. If you guys can hear me right now, just go ahead and drop some coffee emojis in the chat box. Just want to make sure that we're connected, that you guys can hear me clear. And we're coming through. All right, welcome to the call. This is episode number 103, 103 episodes in, and do not plan on stopping anytime soon. I appreciate your time this morning. Won't have you here too long today. We'll probably make it right at an hour in just in time for our Q&A. So take the time to send this link out to a couple of people that you love, like, and respect. I'm literally about to jump straight into this call, and today's call has a lot of video footage to cover. There's a lot of big things happening in the world, guys. The BRICS nations are expanding fast, and you guys should know what's going on. You should be in the know on all of this. So with that being said, welcome to Coffee and Crypto, episode 103. If you're live on YouTube, smash that subscribe button and make sure that you also smash the like button to let me know that you're enjoying the show. Get right back to you in a second.
The physical plane that you see is no more solid than your thought forms. It's no more solid than the feelings that you have within you. The fact that the physical plane is moving at the speed of light gives it the illusion of being solid. But in fact, you're looking at basically a non-solid world, a world of thought form of consciousness. Your body being the same thing, your feelings and your thought forms all being different and varied forms of the one and the same energy. And as you look at the way scientific research is going now, you can see that the scientists are getting nearer and nearer and nearer to a unified force field theory, where all energy will be just one and the same energy. And that's my feeling. And that's the sort of mystical or metaphysical approach. I believe that as an individual, you can be in this circle of activity that describes the physical plane, and you can scratch and you can hollow and you can thump and scream and rip people off and compete with them and shove and push, and you can become wealthy. You can drag yourself out of the programming, out of the circumstances. But my way is, I feel, more fluid and simpler. And that's basically to work upon your intentions, to work upon your concentration, and to move into a pattern that allows wealth to come to you naturally. Because the other system where you're sort of scratching and biting to get money, it's almost like your wealth means somebody else's poverty. Where my way is, you can become wealthy and then allow everybody else through your wealth to become even richer. It's not like there's any limit to how much is out there. And it's not like there's any limit to how much money you can have. There are millions and millions of dollars every day that are lost and left lying around, and people die and they just leave it in little sort of carrier bags someplace. You know, there's millions of opportunities for cash at no effort at all. And it's not like you becoming wealthy is going to detract from somebody else at all. Because we're not living in a finite world. We're not living in a world that only has this much resources or this much wealth. There are more resources to be discovered. There are more creative ways of doing things. There's always an ever expanding amount of wealth. And what you're doing as an individual is you're saying, listen, I'm happy to concentrate on making money because I understand that if I don't concentrate on making money, I won't have anything. You know, if you concentrate on the phantom rapist comes out the woodwork and bites you on the bum. If you concentrate on money, you get money. But of course, the societies and the way we teach our children disengages them from money. It disengages them from having wealth because we teach our kids, hey, it's not okay to be wealthy. You know,
All right. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, episode number 103. We're back live again. Thank you all so much for being here. Man, I feel like we've been gone for a minute. I feel like, you know, that gap between Thursday and Tuesday is a crazy gap for me. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys for being here. A couple of updates that we'll be announcing at the end of the show. And also make sure that we got everything set up properly. Okay, we're good. Okay, great. So again, this is the 103rd episode, and I'm just really grateful because right now, what I've been getting is a lot of people, like, I'm like, yo, I'm a real influencer now. Like, you know, there's a time when you're just posting stuff on Instagram or Twitter or social media, and people will just, you know, people don't really respond. But I used to look at other people on Twitter and other people on Instagram, you know, the Crypto Masons, the Bearable Bulls, just, you know, the Coach JVs. I used to look at their pages like, man, they are getting the smackdown right now in the comments. Like, people are all on their heads, these Bitcoin maxis, these Ethereum maxis, these other project maxis. And I just want to say that I'm not a maxi. You know, I'm not a project maxi. I actually have some things that I want to talk about today, just to kind of make sure that we're thinking in the right terms, that we're thinking in the right ways while we're investing into these digital assets. Someone said, hey, are you a crypto advisor? Are you a crypto investor? I said, no, I'm not a crypto investor. I'm not a crypto advisor. I don't advise people on crypto. What I do is I talk about the value of digital assets. So if you're on this call right now, and you call yourself a crypto investor, a crypto advisor, a crypto educator, someone who is shifting the culture with this space, let's change the narrative, right? Because a lot of people are right. Crypto does have a bad word. It's like saying a curse word right now, right? It's like saying the word Voldemort on Harry Potter. You know, you don't speak of that name. And so that's really how society treats it. So what we have to do is we got to meet people where they are. And so for me, what I'm starting to do is I'm not focused on talking about crypto anymore, but I'm focused on talking about digital assets and how these assets can really help shape and build your future. Welcome to the call to each and every single person that is coming in. We do get started at 10 a.m. every single Tuesday and Thursday. 10 a.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. We start with a little personal development. Today, we listen to an audio about the money mindset, what it takes to build that money mindset, and really what it takes to just, close people out. Like, if you're not speaking what I want to hear, if you're not speaking the way that I need to hear as far as my belief system goes with where I'm headed, then again, I can't listen to you. So there has been many people I've been muting on social media that's talking against what it is that I'm believing for, and what it is that I have to continue to believe for. Because guys, I ain't gonna lie, I'm all in on this space, not crypto, but digital assets. There's a huge, I would say, not just difference, but there's a layer that people are missing, right? When they're just focused on crypto. How many people heard of the meme coin Pepe? I promised myself I wasn't even going to talk about this crap on my call, but you know what? It needs to be talked about. How many people have heard of the meme coin Pepe? It's been going crazy. Did anybody make some money from Pepe? Just let me know. Did any of you all make money? Drop a 7 if you made some money from Pepe, or drop a 0 if you didn't get in. You know what I mean? Look, it's a 0 for me. I didn't get into Pepe, right? I didn't, because I'm gonna be real with you all. I'm gonna be completely honest, right? I'm gonna be completely honest. This is not the time to get distracted by a digital asset. I say it again, by a meme coin, an asset that doesn't have real world utility. This is not the time to get distracted, family. We've been here multiple times. And when you do something over and over and over again, expecting the same result, what is that word called, family? Somebody drop it in the chat box for me. Okay. When you do something over and over and over again, okay, and you get the same result, that's called insanity. So there's a level of insanity inside of crypto or digital asset investing. I have to admit, there's a level of insanity for some of crypto investors out here. And I'm not saying that you can't make no insane money. There's people that put 500 bucks and made $1 million. I saw it all over Twitter. Listen, that's not the narrative that I teach. That's not the narrative that I coach on. That's not the narrative. You guys won't see me hop on here and talk about a Pepe, right? You feel me? Like maybe Pepe Le Pew. You know what I mean? If we're joking and we're talking about that, we're talking about cartoons, but I'm not investing in a Pepe. Okay. It just didn't make sense. Now, again, if you made money on Pepe, let's go. But I guarantee you a lot of people lost more money on Pepe than they made because they didn't even understand technical analysis, and they sure as hell didn't understand the news. They didn't understand the news. They didn't understand the technical analysis. All they understood was they saw somebody on Twitter, on Instagram, on whatever, Tinder. I don't know where these crypto ads be popping up. I think they pop up everywhere now. So I have to address the biggest elephant in the room. And this really shifts me. Today, we're about to get bullish. We're going to talk about BRICS. I have a lot of videos to cover. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be here for a little bit. I know I promised that we're going to be off at 11, but I'm still running my mouth about Pepe. All right, but Pepe got to be talked about, y'all, because there's people who made millions of dollars from Pepe, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's people that lost everything on Pepe too. But this is their first time. I'm going to be real with y'all. This is some people's first time experiencing the meme coin. So we all have to go through those experiences. But don't give up on your journey just because you might have fell short on a Pepe. Because I'm finna show you something that we call Jefe, okay, in my world. Because you got Pepe and then you got Jefe, right? We don't deal with Pepe no more on Coffee and Crypto. Only thing we deal with is Jefe. And I'm going to talk about the Jefes of digital assets today, right, on Coffee and Crypto. If you guys are with me, right, let's get straight to this content because, look, there's no more time for us to spare. It's time. This is Boss Talk 101, live with Vincent Owens. Let's get it. So, as promised, we're going to always start with 5 because we have 50, what do I call this? 50 tips. 50 investing tips from the greatest investor of all time, the $100 billion man, Warren Buffett. This week, episode number 103, we're on number 10 through number 15. Let's get to this content. Number 10, a great investment opportunity occurs when a marvelous business encounters a one-time huge but solvable problem. Right? Number 11, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Look, listen, this is from Warren Buffett. His number 11th tip is this: risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Hold on. The risk of investing into these assets only comes when you don't know what the hell you're doing. Family, we're not risking anymore. This is not a risk. This is a life-changing opportunity. And when you do the research for 103 episodes and you stay consistent and you don't veer off for 103 episodes for a Pepe, right? That's when you know that you are Jefe. Let's keep going. Number 12, why diversification is only required when investors do not understand what they are doing. There it is again. Why diversification is only required when investors do not understand what they are doing. Guys, we are not diversifying wide anymore. We're not. Listen, there's certain asset classes within crypto. The one that we are focused on primarily are, right, Digital assets that's changing the way that financial institutions send money from point A to point B, whether that's cross-border or in your borders. Okay? That is one of the classes we focus on. That's not a wide class. It's very narrow. We go deep. We go deep. We don't have to go wide and focus on a pepe. We go deep and we focus on the big payday. Okay? Number 13. Diversification may preserve wealth, but concentration builds wealth. Woo! Diversification may preserve your wealth, but the more you're concentrated, showing up to 103 episodes, not stopping, 5 years of consistency, concentration is what builds your wealth. We're concentrated here. Number 14, you only have to get a few things right in your life, as long as you don't get too many things wrong. Woo! That goes back to the ignorance. That goes back to continuing to do things. That goes back to the insanity. People being insane investors. See, it only takes so many times that you mess up before you finally find out and get it together. Number 15, and then we're going to dive into this content. If you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control your money. Hello, somebody. If you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control your money. That's a good one right there, Ms. Zuli. I like that one, Ms. Zuli. All right, let's get into this bullish content. If y'all with me right now, drop some coffee in the chat box.
Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. These 5 countries are together called BRICS. It's a grouping, and this group may soon disrupt the global power structure. It's expanding. As many as 19 countries want to join the BRICS, and this is very significant. In a divided world, this group may emerge as a force to reckon with. You may think, how does yet another group help? And why should you care? Well, tonight we'll discuss why. In about 2 months from now, the BRICS summit will be held. South Africa is the host, and one of the agenda items is the expansion of BRICS. Like I said, 19 countries want to join. A South African diplomat has shared the details. Let me quote from what he said. What will be discussed is the expansion of BRICS and the modalities of how this will happen. 13 countries have formally asked to join, and another 6 have asked informally. We're getting applications to join every day. Which countries are these? We don't have the full list, but we do know of 2 countries that have formally asked to join. These are Saudi Arabia and Iran. And among those interested are Argentina, the UAE, Algeria, Egypt, Bahrain, and Indonesia. They all want to join BRICS. The question is why? These countries already have multiple platforms to engage. They have bilateral engagements where leaders have one-on-one meetings. They have multilateral engagements like the G20 or Group of 20 top economies, or the SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and of course, the United Nations. So multiple avenues to engage. Then why bother with the BRICS? Because our world is changing. Globalization as we know it is ending. The pandemic disrupted it, and the Ukraine war accelerated its end. It has left our world divided into 2 blocks, one led by the US and its Western allies, and the other led by China and Russia.
Gotta go.
Where does it leave countries that don't want to join either camp? Countries that still want to enjoy the perks of globalization without picking sides. And there are more such countries than you would imagine. They don't want to pay the price for a great power game. Look at this map. How many countries are in the Western camp? 52. They criticize Russia. They have sanctioned Moscow for the war in Ukraine. What about the other side, the Russia-China-led camp? It has 12 members, just 12. What about the rest? There are some 127 states that fall in neither camp, 127 countries who have neither supported Russia nor criticized the NATO. They did not join the sanctions against Russia. These non-aligned nations are the majority, and they have a clear agenda now. They're being both pragmatic and opportunistic, and they want a forum to present their case. BRICS could be that forum, although it does have Russia and China as members, but they've so far not been allowed to hijack the agenda. This forum has advocated for globalization to be kept intact, and it has several compelling proposals in the pipeline. There is talk of a BRICS currency. It may not happen immediately, but it's an interesting proposal. It's a proposal to bypass the US dollar in international trade. BRICS members are also building new trade routes. One of them is the International North-South Transportation Corridor. It could speed up movement of cargo from Russia to countries like India. And proposals like these are attracting the non-aligned states. They want mechanisms that are largely insulated from the great power rivalry.
All right. So look, I just wanted to start it off strong. Okay. Had to start today's call off strong. Okay. Because this is really this is the most important news right now. This is the most important news. It's not crypto. That's the most important news. This right here is the most important news. And if you're an American, you should be thinking, what are some things, let me tell you something. The reason why becoming an investor is so important is because you learn. Let me come down to the stage. The reason why being an investor, the reason why being financially literate is so important is because if it's not just about the exit strategy of your investments, but if you don't know how to exit your investments, how do you know how to build a strategic exit strategy for your life? You know what I mean? Because right now, if you're an American, you should be thinking of an exit strategy. What is your exit? Because it ain't looking good. So if you continue to live in la la land, like it ain't looking, like it's all, like everything just looks good, like it's 1992. You know what I mean? And it didn't even look good then. So we should be developing an exit strategy, not just for our investments, but also for our mindsets, an exit strategy for our spiritual side of life, because it's about to get hard. It's about to get extremely hard. You guys have seen these tragic shootings that's going on. We just had one in Atlanta, right? Literally in the heart of Atlanta, we just had a guy go around, right? Another thing, we just seen it happen in Texas. These are just the things that we've seen. There's more of these things happening all around the world, and it's becoming more and more frequent. States are passing these crazy, outrageous gun laws. There's bipartisanship. We are so separated as a nation that now that we're so separated as a nation because they locked us up for so long, for about a full year in being consolidated away from everybody, we got separated. They got stronger through the process of technology. We got weaker through stifling innovation because we're sitting around and arguing all over the US. This is the problem. Let's talk about the solution. So if you guys haven't heard, we have the BRICS nations that's expanding. Okay, then Putin just came on and said he claims real war is being waged against Russia during his Victory Day speech. He calls in this speech, he calls the Western elites, right? He talks about the Western elites. We live in the Western hemisphere. So the thing is, we may not see it that way. But do you understand that other people in other countries, they felt inferior? They felt inferior for so long. It's they come up.
And today the world is on the cusp again. And today we have a real war waged against us. But we will be defending ourselves against international terrorism. We will defend the citizens of Donbass. We do not have any people who we consider to be our enemies, either here or to the west or to the east. We want to see our future peaceful, stable. We believe that any ideology of supremacy is is not acceptable to us. However, the Western elites and globalists are insisting on their exceptional character, and they're provoking conflicts, and they are encouraging Russophobia and nationalism. They are destroying family traditional values that make a person a person.
All right. So I don't know if that was, I don't know if that's a speech to cry out, you know what I mean? And maybe this is why other nations are joining the BRICS. I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm still doing my research the same as everybody else. So what I recommend is I'm not here to make claims. I'm here to do my research, right? That's what this call was originally started for. Coffee and Crypto was not a podcast originally. It was just it was a private research community that we had from my students that's a part of the Discord. They said, yo, you should open this up as a podcast. And I did so. That's what it was, right? So the alliance, so the countries that have shown interest are Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Argentina, Egypt, Bahrain, Indonesia, Algeria, and Iran. Also, 2 unnamed countries from East Africa, 1 from West Africa have sent their applications. Okay, stay diligent, family. Now we have people don't like seeing her face. You got Janet Yellen, that just got on ABC this week, and she's continuing to put more confusion into the lives of everyday Americans.
Early June is when we project that we will run out of cash, and there is a chance it could be as early as June 1st. Of course, there is a lot of uncertainty, and I plan to update Congress as new information becomes available, but that's still our current thinking.
Are there extraordinary measures you can take around that time, or is that it?
Well, really, that's it. We've been using extraordinary measures for several months now, and our ability to do that is running out, and we will start to run down our cash. And our current projection is that in early June, a day will come when we're unable to pay our bills unless Congress raises the debt ceiling.
What happens on that day? Let's assume for the sake of argument it's June 1st. What happens that day if the debt limit has not been extended?
Well, Treasury finds itself in a position where we're unable to pay all of the bills that come due that day. And this would be really the first time in the history of America that we would fail to make payments that are due. And, whether it's defaulting on interest payments that are due on the debt or payments due for Social Security recipients or to Medicare providers, we would simply not have enough cash to meet all of our obligations.
Social Security, Medicare, anything else that can get cut. You guys understand that that's leisure. You got to earn your leisure. You feel me? You got to earn your leisure. Those things, that's leisurely things. They don't have to give you those things. So like a lot of the time, I just feel like just for the people that's worked their whole lives to come down to hear this information, it is heartbreaking. You know what I mean? It's absolutely heartbreaking. So let's continue to push forward, y'all. So, okay, here's the thing. I don't think the U.S. is going to default. I think they're going to print. I think they're going to print more money. I think that they're going to continue to print. That's how I see it. Like, when all fails, just keep printing, right? Just keep printing. Dory said, keep swimming. They say keep printing. Okay, so we'll see what happens as this continue to play out. But again, that's why it's important for us to have an exit strategy. Okay. Bank of Canada. Okay. Post this. There's a survey that Canadians have to take by June 19th. Okay. Have your say about a digital Canadian dollar. It is here. What is a digital Canadian dollar? Well, I'll play the video for you.
How Canadians pay for everyday things is changing. Some are using less cash in favor of other payment methods. To keep up with the changing ways that people pay, the Bank of Canada is exploring a digital Canadian dollar, also known as a central bank digital currency. Simply put, this would be a digital version of cash, but it wouldn't replace cash. It would have the same dollar value, and it would be accessible to anyone and everyone. You could use this digital Canadian dollar to buy everyday things, just like you use cash or a bank card, but it would be different. Unlike cash, you wouldn't need to carry multiple bills or change. Like a bank card, it would work for both in-person and online purchases. Similar to banknotes, it could possibly still be used when the internet is not available. Just like the cash in your wallet, it wouldn't earn interest, but it would be secure and private. You could keep your digital dollars securely on a phone, a card, or another device. At this point, at the Bank of Canada, we're still studying the possibility of issuing a digital Canadian dollar and how it might work. Tell us what you think about a digital Canadian.
So you have Canada that is pushing the CBDC. You guys know that Florida's governor, New York's governor, it's a lot of governors that are fighting the CBDC here in the United States. So that's even further separation of what the plan is, right? It's even further separation of stifling of innovation and technology. And I'm not saying that we need a CBDC. I'm not saying that at all, but just all of this of us not being able to agree on this plan unless they already have it planned, and then this is just a big show and they're just acting, everybody's like actors or something like that. Is, you know what I mean? I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm not here to theorize on that, but one thing I will say is that Canada is pushing forward with this, and pretty much you have until June 19th to say something. Do you think they care? They don't care. This is still going to be pushed right now. On Ripple's website, they just came out yesterday with a new, and they keep coming out with articles, right? These same articles. So this is not something that we have to dive deep into, but the future of central bank digital currencies. Now, you just heard the Central Bank of Canada talk about central bank digital currencies. Now you have Ripple, who literally just posted this article talking about the future of central bank digital currencies. Now, let me come to the front for the people. I'm doing a master class on Friday. Okay, thank you to the people that's already gotten started, but I'm doing a masterclass on Ripple. Okay, here's the thing. I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, well, I already know about Ripple, so I don't have to pay for this masterclass. I agree with you if that's how you feel, right? But one thing I would tell you is this is the first time I'm doing a masterclass for Ripple. Do y'all know how damn deep I'm about to dive? I'm about to deep dive. Like, I'm about all week. My mama know all I'm gonna do is Ripple, XRP Ledger, Zumwallet. I don't already set myself up with the pro beta phase for Zumwallet, and my cards is on the way. You know what I mean? So if you haven't done that, that's even more reason you should be on the masterclass so that you can have a Tangem card for your wallet. Do this thing correctly, right? And so I just look, that's free game. But these are things that I'm going to teach on the masterclass. It's not just what is XRP. I'm not just going to do the basic stuff and teach you how to, but if there's a way for us to stake it, I'm going to find it. If there's a way, like, I'm diving deep. So this masterclass, if you are interested, number one, if you're not a part of my VIP, the Coffee and Crypto VIP text thread, make sure that you guys text me right now. All right. Make sure you guys text me. YouTube, anybody else that's watching, okay, Zoom, make sure you guys text me at this number right here. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. This number, where's my number at? How you lose your number? There it is, 678-688-3251. Again, that is 678-688-3251. Make sure you guys text me right now. Text me the word masterclass. All right. If you're interested, text me the word masterclass. All right. Now, I was doing for the whole weekend, I did a 50% off promotion. Okay, a lot of people got into the program, so we got a 50% off promotion. Now the price is $200. It was $100 the whole weekend. Okay, now what I will do, because you guys are here and we're going to talk about XRP, we're about to talk about some stuff. Okay, if you would like the 50% off, text that number 678-688-3251, the word master class. Okay, text that number master class. You have literally right now, just text me, let me know, and I'll get you the 50% off. Okay, if you're on the call live, but it has to be now. So, you know, I mean, if you're on the call live, I'll do the 50% off. If you're not, then, you know, the price is the price. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who continually supports, that believes in this vision, because I want to talk about that before we dive into the rest of this call, because the rest of this call is bullish on XRP. Like for the rest of it is bullish. So the future of central bank digital currencies. All right. As 2023 unfolds, the future of digital currencies backed by central banks is accelerating. Guys, literally right now, okay, what we're going to see is the global value of CBDCs will grow dramatically from 100 million today to 213 billion by 2030. How the heck do we go from 100 million to 213 billion plus by 2030? It's because a lot of central banks are going to go live, right? And they're all going to have central bank digital currencies. The entire global economy will be ran through a central bank digital currency. Now, someone on my Instagram today, because I posted a video the other day about Ripple and about the price being $1,000+. There's a guy who said, he claimed that he talked to this lady and the lady, you know, the lady's best friend. So there's no real hard facts. So that's why I don't like sharing information like that on the podcast, because I don't like to price speculate. I don't invest in Ripple because of the price. I'm not focused on the price. I'm investing into XRP because I believe in the technology. I'm narrowing down on my belief. That's what it's all about, right? So there is claims that Ripple, XRP, the price could go to $1,000+. Will that happen? I don't know. But with $213 billion by 2030, it seems like if even 20% of that is ran on the XRP ledger, if even, 20% of that is ran, that is a lot of chicken, y'all. That's a lot of money, right? Let's keep going. Let me show that. So Gary Gensler, yep, you already know. Gary Gensler, okay? So he has proposed a safeguarding rule for registered investment advisors. Okay, this rule would help ensure that advisors don't inappropriately use, lose, or abuse investors' assets. I don't want to show this video because it's not really necessary, but I just want you guys to continue to see that Gary Gensler is continuing to enforce rules on our economy. Okay, I don't want to play the video. It's 3 minutes of just gibberish. All right, now on May 8th, which was yesterday, the SEC staff has thrown cold water on calls for ban on short selling of bank stocks. The reason why is because the failures of regional banks such as First Republic, Silicon Valley, and Signature Bank. Okay, so if Securities and Exchange Commission Gary Gensler wants to ban short selling of regional bank stocks, he will have to do it over the objections of the agency's career staffers. Okay, the recent tumult in the regional banking business, where stocks of mid-sized banks sold off sharply after the failures of First Republic, Silicon, and Signature banks, has sparked calls for a ban on short selling these shares to stem the crisis and prevent additional collapses. There's no preventing this from happening. It is inevitable, right? Short selling occurs when a trader borrows a stock, sells it, replaces the borrow at a lower price, and pockets the difference. The practice is often controversial because targeted companies say these traders spread unfounded rumors in order to hasten the stock declines and possibly the collapse of the entire company. So you have to really start to think, who are the short sellers, the people who really got the money, right? Well, Obviously, these hedge funds, obviously, these institutional investors, obviously, these rich folks have the ability, Fox News even has the ability to push agendas. And guess what? Now they can short sell the market. They can allow all their friends to short sell the market because they know the masses will see information like this. This literally should be illegal. Okay. Now, Patrick McHenry faced the nation to discuss the House GOP's efforts to limit federal spending, save taxpayer money, and grow the economy in coordination with raising the debt ceiling. I thought this video was pretty important, so I'm going to play it.
And we turn now to the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, Patrick McHenry. Mr. Chairman, good morning.
Good morning.
The senator previewed some of your proposals here, so I want to talk to you in depth about that, but just level set for us here, because we have the congressional leaders getting in the same room with the president Tuesday. You said in March you've never been more pessimistic about negotiations. Where's your confidence level today?
Instead of being at the depths of the ocean, I'm merely drowning. I mean, if that tells you. So my level of optimism is from complete and utter pessimism. Anything could get done to some level of modest pessimism now. What's changed since that interview is that the House acted. We passed a debt ceiling increase with a Republican plan attached to it. It talks about growth, but we did. It's a narrow House. It's going to be a narrow vote, but we dealt with growth. We dealt with immediate spending and long-term savings. So a balanced program here. Now, we've sent this over to the Senate. The president said, show us your plan. We've not only shown them the plan, we've passed a plan. The Senate can't do it now with 43 senators saying we're not going to go along with the Schumer plan for a clean debt ceiling increase, the Biden plan. And now President Biden has to come to the table for a negotiated solution. He needs to listen to his economic advisors, not his political advisors, and take this very seriously, given the late stage that we're currently in.
You were just referencing a letter that was signed on to by a number of senators, including Minority Leader McConnell, who seems to be throwing his weight behind the Speaker of the House. What does a bipartisan deal actually look like?
It looks a lot like the bill that we passed out of the House. It touches growth. It touches.
That's on the arrival in the Senate. You know that.
Well, we sent a significant large bill that brings down the cost of government by $4.5 trillion over the next decade. It's big, yes, but we sent a growth, short-term cap deal on spending, so we can fund our government for the next 2 years without drama, and then long-term savings. So a pairing of 1, 2, and 3, that's what a deal looks like. I've talked to a lot of senators, a lot of Democrats and Republicans in the House and the Senate to try to see what a deal would look like. And at this stage of the game, the one key ingredient I don't have is what the administration would come to terms with. We have to have something that can pass, that addresses our fiscal house at a time where we have record inflation and record federal spending. And we need to have something that can both pass with Republicans and Democrats.
Exactly. It has to be bipartisan. And you acknowledged it's going to be likely a narrow vote in the House. With the vote you did get through, there were 4 Republicans against it. 2 of them have said they will never vote to raise the debt ceiling, Tim Burchett and Andy Biggs. So compromise is where you have to get here, right? I mean, but
you're saying this to a member of the House that actually passed a debt ceiling increase and a president who would not have a second meeting with the Speaker of the House. The first meeting was February 1st, where 100 days passed. Everyone knows in divided government you have to negotiate, and the president says he will not negotiate. So the absurdity of the position the president's put himself in, where he is playing politics with the economy, is markedly different than previous debt ceiling increases, where Republicans have been viewed as the recalcitrants. We've actually done something, and the administration says we're not going to talk.
The Treasury Secretary said today it's you all who are putting a gun to the head of the American economy. That is what she said. And she's talking about the fact that
a statement on a day like today.
It
shows that it's all about politics for this administration.
U.S. Treasuries are the bedrock of the financial system. You know that very well. So don't you need to just say default's off the table?
And that's what we did by passing a plan. The president did not think we could pass a plan out of the House. So therefore, he said it's a clean debt ceiling or nothing. And so a clean debt ceiling is now off the table, with Republicans in the House and Senate saying time to negotiate between the Speaker and the President. That's all we're saying. The Speaker's not laid down a red line. That's been done in previous iterations of the debt ceiling by Democrats and Republicans in the legislative branch. He didn't do that. There are no red lines other than the fact that we must address our fiscal house at a time where federal spending is up 40% from pre-COVID levels. I think it's a reasonable thing for us to do. And in fact, that's what the American people say. 3 out of 4 Americans say the president should negotiate with the Speaker to address our fiscal house.
I want to get to banking too, but just very quickly, is the short-term patch off the table, short-term lift to the debt ceiling?
I think everything's on the table at this point. The key thing that has to be in this equation is addressing our fiscal house, short-term and long-term.
Let me know how that makes you guys feel in the comments on YouTube, on Zoom. Let me know how that makes you feel. How it makes me feel is that, man, we have a leader. We have a guy who is the president of our country, and he's more willing to go meet with in other countries with other leaders. He's willing to go to Italy and other places, but he won't even meet and have the necessary conversations that's necessary in order to actually get what's happening under control. And so there's too much uncertainty, and we definitely need a new president. Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but we've ran into another one. Bittrex crypto exchange files for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy as of yesterday. So Bittrex, let's talk about it real quick. Let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's go look and see where Bittrex is ranked. Okay, this is big news. And then I got the biggest news coming y'all way here in a second. But Bittrex, let's go and look real quick. So let's see if we can find it. So hopefully I don't pass it. There it is. So Bittrex, number 54 exchange, does $13 million every day of trading volume. Number 54 though. So again, another very small exchange has went under, belly up. And so again, this is a prime example as to why self-custody is so important. And you know what? I was going to play this. I wasn't going to play the video with Gary Gensler, and I'm still not going to. But I want to talk about something that he talked about inside of the video at the end. What he talked about was he talked about crypto, and he talked about how you have these non-custodial wallets, basically. And then he was saying how there's nothing wrong with having crypto. However, it should be stored in a some type of custodial wallet. So the SEC is saying that self-custody is not the way to go. And you should, with the new rules and regulations, and you guys see what's happening with Coinbase. It seems to me like Coinbase is actually becoming is going to shift from being an exchange to being a system that banks can utilize to actually access this Web3 space. And that's why they're with Wall Street. You know what I mean? We understand that. That's the trade-off. You have to sell your soul in order to make it to the top, right? And so Coinbase is basically selling their soul in regards to this, because Gary Gensler now says that self-custody is not the way to go. And I share that because if you leave your money, if you listen to Gary Gensler right now, and you either left your money, you left your crypto on Bittrex, you literally could be liable right now to not be able to get any of your money and be liquidated with Bittrex. It's the same thing for Coinbase. It's the same thing for Bitrue. It's the same thing for Binance. Listen, get your crypto off of these exchanges ASAP. Get it off the exchanges, okay? And then that's all I got to say on that. Now, let's get to the story of the day, okay? BRICS was the beginning story. Everything in the middle was the lead up to this, okay? There was a conference that just took place, Dubai FinTech Summit for 2023. We know that Dubai is considering joining the BRICS nations too, right? So Dubai FinTech Summit 2023. This is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Dan Murphy, okay, having a brief conversation. Listen to this conversation and y'all tell me what you think about this digital asset.
Announcing an expansion of your business to this region, given the state of regulation in the United States right now?
Who? No, I'm kidding. All right. So look, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I find it as a company that started in the United States, and as someone who's a U.S. someone who.
Hold on, I'm a backtrack because Brad Garlinghouse is a funny guy.
So what's your message to the SEC chair as you sit here in the UAE and in Dubai, announcing an expansion of your business to this region, given the state of regulation in the United States right now?
Who? No, I'm kidding. All right. So look, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. I find it as a company that started in the United States, and as someone who's a U.S. citizen, it's sad. Like, I have sadness about this. The U.S. is getting passed not just a little bit, but by a lot. And, you know, but the tough thing about this is you have a country that I think has put politics ahead of policy.
Wow.
And, you know, that's not a good decision if you're trying to invest in the economy. You're seeing it, you know, certainly here in the UAE with VARA, the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority. Certainly what's happened recently in Europe with MiCA. The United States is definitely stuck. And, you know, Ripple, the case with the SEC, we will spend, the first time I've shared this publicly, by the time it's said and done, we will have spent $200 million defending ourselves against a lawsuit, which from its very
200 since the inception of this lawsuit, they spent about $100 million a year protecting themselves, defending themselves against the Securities Exchange. Imagine what instead of that $200 million going into the pockets of the government, the SEC, man, that could have been so much that could have took place with that $200 million. So much could have took place. There could have been so many educational programs put into elementary, middle schools, and high schools. There could have been so many new teachers that could have been hired and actually paid a good salary to go teach Web3 to our students, because they're doing it in Asia. They're doing it in India and Asia. They're doing it in Russia. They're doing it in Africa. They're doing it in South America. This is a big problem.
Very beginning, people were like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. You have video footage of the chair of the SEC as a professor at MIT saying 75% of these digital assets are commodities. And now he says they're all securities because he's the head of the SEC and he's seeking power, and he's putting power ahead of sound policy to grow an economy in the United States. Blockchain technologies are being invested in and pursued in the entrepreneurship outside the United States. And one of the first pieces of advice I give entrepreneurs when they come and ask me, getting something started, I'll say, if I were you, I would not start in the United States. And I think there's a lot of US based companies and even US public companies that would agree with that.
Bars. And that's it, right? We don't gotta look, when you talking to me, and I tell people respectfully, watch what you say about Ripple. Watch your damn mouth. That's what I tell people. Watch your mouth, because you don't even understand that the United States is small compared to the world. It's small compared to the world. It's one continent. It's not even a continent. It's one country in a continent that ain't even its own. Africa is a whole continent to itself. Africa, there's multiple countries, but Africa itself, all the people in Africa, they consider themselves Africans. Yes, they're all Africans. In North America, you have Canadians, you have Americans, you got Mexicans, right? So there's a difference just in that. So we got to be a little more humble. But let's dive into this, because I want to make sure that we don't go too far over, okay? But this was a great interview with Brad Garlinghouse, y'all. That was absolutely incredible. And so, as you guys know, Brad Garlinghouse in Ripple has been expanding, and one of their biggest places that they're expanding right now is Africa. Okay, now I'm gonna drop this in our Discord group. Okay, I found this y'all for y'all. I did this for y'all, all right, and I had to deep dive a little bit. We're gonna run over a little. I would ask, you know, if you got a meeting, tell them you might be a few minutes late, because this right here is like, this is gold right here, y'all. Okay. This is the African blockchain report of 2022. All right. This is the African blockchain report of 2022. All right. 64 pages is what this is. Okay. I had to go deep diving. Now I want y'all to see who's the main sponsor of this. Standard Bank. Standard Bank. Pay attention. And I'm gonna break this down even further on our Ripple Masterclass, okay? We're gonna really go crazy. But I want y'all to see something really fast, okay? So let's look at these. Venture funding overview. Global blockchain venture funding. African blockchain venture funding. So all of this is dealing with blockchain, right? But if we come over to the expert articles, you guys can see on page number 27, Ripple, how Africa is leapfrogging in a digital payments future. So let's scroll down to page number 27. Let's scroll on down to 27. All right. Now, this is the only page dedicated to Ripple, but I want y'all to see something. The guy who actually who placed this onto this, his name was Brooks Entwistle. Has anybody ever heard of Brooks Entwistle before? Let me know if you guys ever heard of Brooks Entwistle before. And if you haven't heard of Brooks Entwistle, don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you exactly who this man is right here, right now. Okay.
Reliably. Hi, my name is Brooks Entwistle, and this is Crypto in a Minute. In these high growth markets where we operate every day at Ripple around the world, businesses are finding out that blockchain and crypto technology can actually solve massive pain points.
So he's the Senior Vice President of Global Customer Success
For them. They can pay suppliers faster. They can solve treasury operations better. They can pay their people more reliably. That is something that traditional finance has not been able to do for them, especially when they operate across multiple countries, in different geographies, and in some very emerging markets. This technology, our ability to move value across borders that Ripple's been doing from the very beginning for 10 years, provides that solution for these businesses. We're seeing the uptake very quickly, and we're excited about that. We're delivering into it, and our field teams are out there every single day, finding more and more business opportunities and customers to prove this.
Awesome. Okay. So now you guys see the solution, you know what I mean, for Ripple. Now let's talk about it, right? Let's go back to this article that I wanted to pull up for us, right? So check this out. Okay. So how Africa is leapfrogging into a digital payments future. Okay. So they say, from leapfrogging over traditional payments infrastructure straight to mobile payments, to experiencing record growth in electronic payments over the past 2 years, to reaching $40 billion in domestic electronic payments revenue by 2025, the region is ripe for continued innovation. Okay. These are the countries right now that Ripple has already done transactions. They're already live in. There are 13 countries that are already live with on-demand liquidity solutions in Africa. Benin, right? Burkina Faso, okay? Egypt, Ghana, Kenya, Mali, Nigeria, Senegal, South Africa, Togo, and Uganda, okay? And Cote. Okay, you got all of these right here. And if I pronounce any of them wrong, it's because I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm a little country. All right. But this is what's happening. Ripple is already connected. And so I wanted to show y'all that Ripple was on here because Ripple obviously is a solution. If we go up here, if we go up here and we actually go take a look, right? We can see that Standard Bank takes up a large portion of this, but you also got Polygon, right? Polygon is another company that's talked about in this particular. So you may want to even go and research Polygon. Maybe Polygon is doing some big things as well, which we know they are. You should own some Matic, right? Now, Standard Bank. Let's break this down really quick, family. Standard Bank. Y'all bear with me. We about to be up out of here. Okay. Okay. So Standard Bank. So I went and did some research and I was like, man, where do I know Standard Bank from? And I went over to Hedera Hashgraph's website and they said Standard Bank Group establishes Africa's first Hedera network node to enable much needed digitization of cross-border trade processes. So that led me to start to think, is it Ripple or is it Hedera? Should I be investing in Ripple or should I be investing in Hedera? And I came to the conclusion that I should be investing in both. I came to the conclusion that I should be buying both. Why did I come to that conclusion? Because I am diversified narrowly into what it is that they're doing. I own Hedera. If you guys got onto the Hedera Hashgraph Masterclass, congratulations. You can actually get that recording right now online for just $100. Okay, you can get the recording of my Hedera Hashgraph Masterclass. I taught you everything you need about Hedera. I also taught you how to stake it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a staking update real quick. Would anybody like us? I'm gonna continue my staking journey, and I'm gonna keep showing you all how my staking journey is going on this particular call. So y'all give me 1 second, and I'm gonna open up my wallet for Hedera Hashgraph, and I'm gonna show you guys how my staking journey is actually going. All right, let's get to it. So if you guys got onto the HBAR Masterclass, how many people are staking their HBAR right now? Drop a 7 if you're staking your HBAR right now. If you did what was necessary and you got your HBAR stake, let's go, baby. Let's go, right? Good. So y'all feeling how I'm feeling, right? So we did our HBAR Masterclass. Let me see. Does anybody remember the date on that HBAR Masterclass? I'll be able to tell y'all in 1 second. I just have to go back and look. But when did we do our HBAR Masterclass? Somebody got the date faster than me, man. Feel free to drop that bad boy. But I'm about to go back and look real quick. Yeah, it was while I was in Florida. There it is right there. We did it on April 15th. Guys, it ain't even May 15th yet. Okay, I want to show y'all what I've done so far. All right, so I'm holding in this wallet, I'm holding 10,010 HBARs just in this wallet alone. Okay, now do not put all your eggs in one basket. Don't go and stake all your HBAR in this wallet and then you lose, you know what I mean? So, but I'm staking 10,000 of them in this wallet. I'm staking them on an IBM node, and 9 hours from now, I get another payout. Right now, I have a pending reward of 3.56444928 HBARs. Since less than a month ago, I've earned 46 plus HBARs. 46 free HBARs in less than a month. And I'm about to go ahead and collect my other 3 right here live. Y'all can see me doing it. I'm collecting my money right now. You could be doing this every single day, but you did not take the time to sit on the HBAR Masterclass and figure this thing out. So if I go ahead and refresh it, now we're up to 49 HBARs. And if I go to my assets, now I got 10,013 HBARs that's available in my wallet that I can pull out at any time. Listen, y'all. Do not play with this XRP Masterclass. Don't play with this HBAR Masterclass. Don't play with no masterclasses, y'all. Get this information. It's $100. Do y'all understand that if y'all had been staking with me for the last month, and you had held the same amount of coins I'm holding inside my wallet, right? $500 worth of money. If you had held that in there, that is almost 50 H bars, right? Let's say H bar goes to the price of $10. Let's say it goes to $10. That's $500. You paid $100, $200 to get in the class, and you did more than double your money. You did more than double it. If the price go to 10, I believe it'll go to 10. You did more than double your money. I don't know, man. Look, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And it's making me dollars every single day. So I recommend that you guys go and grab that masterclass. Stay plugged in. You can click the link in my bio. And that literally has been the show today. Before you guys go anywhere, a couple of announcements. We have our XRP masterclass again. We have our XRP masterclass this Friday coming up. If you're on this call right now, I will still honor the 50% off. I will not honor it Thursday. I will not. But today I will honor it. 50% off. Have a great one. 50% off today. Okay. You guys can get access to that. That's people on YouTube and my Zoom community. If you guys need help, you need access to this, please feel free to text the number right now, 678-688-3251, and text that number the words masterclass, right? You want to just text over master, and also make sure you text your name. That way I can save you because and for the people that just texted me, make sure y'all text back to that number your name. That way I'll know who you are, because I don't even know. I can't tell you who you guys are. I'm going to also post it on YouTube. There goes the number, and you can text that master class. I promise you, if there's anything that I can promise you, I can't promise you that XRP is going to go to the moon. I can't promise you this, but I promise you you'll learn a lot. And I promise you the value will exceed the price. And as long as you learn a lot and the value exceeds the price, this is something that you should not miss. I've spent over $10,000 in educating myself through this space over the last 5 years. Spent a lot of money educating myself. And when I talk about educating, I'm talking about losing money. I'm talking about I'm not even making, I'm talking about losing money in education. I've learned a lot. Tap in with me, get plugged in, and I would love to see you guys on the masterclass. What else do we have? And if there's anybody has anything to say, please feel to raise your hand. Y'all already know that's this time. It's the Q&A session. I don't even have to tell y'all. Just raise your hand up. I'd love to hear from one or two people. Let me see. Another announcement that we have is we also have our Discord group, right? I don't know if you guys know about our Discord group, but we are picking back up. We have two educators. We have myself, Chris, and Jamel. Jamel is live on the call. Jamel is 19 years old, I believe still. He may be 20 now, but I believe he's 19 years old. I brought him in as a basics educator because I've seen him in the last almost 2 years transition everything. And it's not about, with this skill set, you can't look at people in the beginning about the money. You can't say, oh, the lifestyle that they're living, they don't know what they're talking about. That's what I've learned about this skill set, because the money will catch up to the knowledge in this skill set. What I've noticed about Jamel is not the amount of money that he's been able to accumulate, not about the amount of lives he's been able to impact, but I've watched him do it. I've watched this man leave nursing school and literally focus on this. And y'all have to know that that's a real passion of mine. I respect Jamel so much, and I just want to give him his flowers. I respect Lil Bro so much because I left the medical background. I have a master's in public health. A lot of people may not know, but I left the master. I left that. I could be in public health right now with the World Economic Forum doing something big, I could be a biostatistician. I could be an epidemiologist. I could go and get a great career path and make 6 figures plus. That was not my calling, right? And so the fact that he was able to walk away and sit and do the same exact thing that I did, I just want to say congratulations, Jamel. You locked in with me, bro. We going to the absolute moon. And if you guys are interested in learning how to trade, just growing your skill set of trading, being around a real community that does real things, that keeps it real at all the times. Guys, I'm not perfect. I miss calls. All right. That should let you know I miss calls all the dang on time because I be busy. That's why now I'm noticing I have to delegate tasks. That's why I brought on Jamel. That's why I brought on Chris, because I have to delegate. I can't do everything myself. And so when you see more people coming into a business, that means that we're expanding. We're expanding fast. And I recommend that you get in for $50 a month before I raise the price, because I'm going to have to start paying Jamel soon, right? I'm going to have to start paying him big time. So the price has to go up so we all can eat, especially if he's helping you guys eat. So with that being said, please, please, please make sure that you tap in. Like, truthfully, y'all, like, I love this space so much that I come here and I will do I will come here all the time and just talk for hours for free about crypto because I love it. I'm passionate about what Jamel does because he will literally show up for a call on a Monday at 3 p.m. his time and literally be on there for free. Service to many leads to greatness. Service to many leads to greatness. And the fact that Jamel, you show up without an attitude, no complaints, not asking, bro, we are about to take this thing to the next level. And I just wanted to tell you personally, stay the course, keep going, little bro, and I got your back. So with that being said, I don't see nobody that I was just scoffing because I wanted to see if somebody wanted to raise their hand. Oh, okay, there go Jamel. Well, Jamel has something to say, so I ask you to unmute. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, bro. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate your words, bro. You know, I want to tell everybody that really all that consistency pays off. You know, I really entered this space being like super like skeptical about it because I knew nothing about it, like completely nothing about it. You know, all my brain knew was a bunch of anatomy and everything inside the body, you know, medicine and like a bunch of stuff, you know. But just that one day that I went to the Crypto Nerds event, I realized how like people's lives were changing through crypto, you know. So I was like, there's no way I can miss this, you know. It'd be like such a dumb opportunity to go all the way to Vegas when it's millionaires right before my very eyes and be like, nah, like it's cool, but like I'm gonna keep doing my own thing, you know. Like this is where I saw the bag, you know. And I decided to pursue it, you know. At the beginning I was so confused. I had no idea what I was doing for weeks. For me, it was red season for like months, bro. Like all I was seeing was red numbers. I kept losing. I was like, man, I don't get it. But I kept attending so many calls. I joined Vincent's group. I joined Nerds. I joined Crypto University. Watched a ton of YouTubers. Read a ton of videos. Watched a ton of articles. I was really invested into this, you know. So I really got to a point where I finally started seeing even a couple cents as a win. You know, that was a really big win for me. You know. And little by little, that pushed me to want to really increase my education, you know. And also, I've been seeing a lot of people make money too, you know. On the Nerds call, I've heard Billy talk about how he's been making money too, you know. So everyone's little by little, all of us are making money, guys. So look, that $50 investment. Tell the people that you love, tell the people that you guys want to succeed, because that $50 investment, which is literally almost nothing, will change your life, you know, because I know a lot of people that are working 9-to-5 jobs that I know that they don't like. Cause I've seen those jobs. I know people don't like their jobs. And I know that this $50 investment is going to lead people to a life that they're going to love. So really tell your loved ones, and we're all going to see each other at the top, you guys. So let's get this money, y'all.
Amazing. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. And for everybody that is texting me masterclass, again, make sure that you all drop your name. That way because I use an AI software, that way my bot can just save your number directly. It'll pick it up. So just make sure you put your name there as well. Crawl Billy, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, man, I tell you, I'm really trying to get on Jamel's call on Monday. Just seems to be a conflict when I hit that thing. I'll join up, and then somebody get in my way. I've tried that a couple of times, but I'm trying to represent that, Jamel. I appreciate you coming up to do that. You know, this is, I've got 2 businesses that I don't even do anymore hardly. it's like I'm into this learning process. I'm putting it together. I'm diversifying. I'm trying to find out what the next move is. There's so much to do to prepare for what's coming up, and we just don't know when it's coming up. It's a kind of a mind game. And I'm gonna say this too. Billy's in the dead gum. Billy is in the demo account. Man, I've never done a demo account, but I'm gonna tell you, I mean, even just I'm learning how to exit the trades, how to learn how to exit my money. There's just so much to it. That's just almost unteachable. It's almost unlearnable sometimes. It's just so much to learn, and you can get distracted. I looked at that meme coin the other day, and I thought to myself, Billy, Billy, Billy. No, Billy, no, Billy. And it may be that I would have had to go to another exchange to exchange it to XRP, or I couldn't just easily do it. I feel like maybe if I could have easily just gone to maybe Coinbase or something like that and bought it, it was a little difficult. Maybe a little difficult to buy it, so maybe I was distracted from that. But at the same time, and I hear you and Mr. V talk about not being distracted. It's just so much to it. Gosh. So happy learning, happy earning. There's going to be a lot of distractions coming up. You reckon? A lot of distractions. It's all good though. I'm looking forward to the XRP. Got my Zoom card. Man, I can't figure out the Cent wallet. I can't figure out my Zoom card. I can't figure out. And there's no place to go figure this stuff out. And if you do, they got 50 videos. Most of them are just introduction. Let's unbox. But after the unboxing, it's hard to find other things to So see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Yeah, we're going to cover airdrops. I got a full airdrop schedule that I'm going to be dropping on Friday. These are the ways that you start to build through the XRP ledger. Is you have to start to bring in these airdrops, these Corium airdrops, these X Core. I got a Corium and an X Core airdrop that's set up to take place. I mean, they already did the snapshot. They're about to drop our X Core and Corium, right? And so now researching what that is, because
I got me some Corium. Yeah, I got me some Corium. A little airdrop, little boom boom. Hey, what's this? Extra money. So
free money.
Just like that H bar. It's crazy.
Like that H bar. Awesome. Well, guys, I want to say thank you so much for actually being on the call. If you all need me, you got my phone number. I gave you guys a number, 678-688-3251. Make sure you guys click that. I mean, literally send me a text message. Even if you're not interested in masterclass, just send me a text message and say, hey, what's up? This is such and such. I'll save you. That way you stay updated. I send the link to this call out every single week through that bot. I send, any type of thing I'm doing, promotions, anything like that. I might give away my books for free just for an hour one day. You know what I mean? You never know. Anything that I'm doing, I'm going to be texting it over to you. And I promise you, I ain't going to blow your line up. You know what I mean? I ain't no crazy X or nothing. I ain't going to blow your line up, but you might hear from me once or twice a week. You know what I mean? And that's typically for coffee and crypto whenever we're going live. So make sure you guys send that text message over. It's a lot of you all on the call. I don't have your number. Don't make me start calling y'all out. All right. Because I will. All right. So make sure y'all send me a text message. All right. And that's it. Have an amazing day. I love y'all. And for the people that'll see this later, make sure you smash that subscribe button, tap in with me, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Blessings.